This is a walkthrough on removing the rear bumper on a third generation Nissan Murano. That runs from year 2015 on up to 2020, should all be the same. I'm not taking into consideration on this car here had a tow hitch which need to be removed. Also some tow hitch wiring will need to be removed. These are not issues on a normal Murano, but take that into consideration. If you do have the tow hitch, it does need to be removed before you can proceed with removing the rear bumper, which runs from the tail light right here down around to the tire, across the whole back side around the bottom, and come to the other side. This is all one piece that needs to be removed simultaneously. The reason the bumper is being removed is to replace the tailgate open warning buzzer mechanism, which is the replacement is right here. You really can't see, but inside is a little brass speaker, and this corrodes from the road environment. You'll see how it's exposed. What I recommend is if you have to replace it, and I think you eventually will have to replace it, is to coat the brass speaker with some clear coat, which I have a bottle of right here, or clear fingernail polish will also work, just to protect the brass from the salt that's going to be kicked up underneath the bumper, because that's unfortunately right where they place this. This is the tools you're going to need to remove the bumper. It's 10 millimeter, a 6-inch extension and ratchet. Popper, a little plastic tool to get the pop rivets out, needle nose and a flat edge to remove the part of the clips on the rear light, and a Phillips a couple Phillips head screws you got down there, and that's all you really need in your hands. Pull this out in the center, all the way up, tuck it into here. Want to remove these right here to have access to the bolts, to the tail lights. And on this right here, I want you to pay attention to the little ears right here. They'll be important when you're reinstalling. Make sure not to bend them. First step is we want to go underneath and loosen the 4 pins and Phillips that are on the bottom side of the bumper. I'll bring down the camera to show you the location. It's important to do this first because you need to pull the fenders out at the side. To be able to access the screws that hold the mud flap on. You can't pull it out until you remove this one screw underneath right here. Once you remove this one screw, you can pull this out and access the 3 screws here. Otherwise, you need to remove the tire. I'm not removing the tire. Starting at the driver's side, you want to remove this screw right here from the mud flap, the push pin right here using the plastic tool, and then you follow the bumper up along underneath to the center, and you'll have one right here. That'll make the driver's side. 2 push pins and a Phillips head screw. The passenger side is identical. This will be the first things you'll remove and the last things you'll install. This is showing the driver's side mud flap on the rear that needs to be removed. You see the 3 screws. By removing the bottom screw like I showed you, you're able to pull it out and use a standard screwdriver to get at the third screw at the bottom. If not, you need to remove the tire. So hopefully I don't block too much of the view. And our light stays there. But you see you can pull it right out. Put the screwdriver there. And go to town. Okay, 3 screws are out. 1 flap is off. At this point in time, you can pull the trim off by just going right here and pressing like so. Pull the bottom piece out. Just like that. You'll see it's catching right on here. You want to pop it out up to this point here, right here, because there's a screw right here, which I'll point out in another video when we're removing the bumper itself. The other side is the exact same thing. Pull the bottom out, get the 3 screws out, pull your trim out, and we'll go on to the next video. Okay, we're going to start with the removal of the tail light, the fender tail lights. We're going to do the passenger side first. And it's fairly simple. 2 10mm bolts right here. I could get out the air tools, but I figure everybody's going to be doing it by hand. Not everybody has that luxury, so we'll just stick with a few basic hand tools here. Okay, once you get your 2 bolts out, basically you just want to grab it right here and just give a little tug out. There's 2 little pins right here, which I'm going to show you. Hopefully they'll show up clearly. There's the 2 pins right here. There's 2 receiver slots in the body right there. Here's where you want to be careful. You want to take a rag, drape it over the end right here. This way, in case you accidentally hit it while removing the plug right here, because this is not an easy thing to do by yourself. It's nice if you can have somebody stand here and hold this for you, but I'm here by myself. Nissan, in their infinite wisdom, has the removable part down here, so you can unplug it, which is impossible to do when it's in. And the part that's attached to the light is attached to the body, ass backwards. So you have to cradle this, get this assembly out of here, which a needle nose or a flat edge screwdriver will work. You just got to push the little ear in, keep pressure on it, and then push the other side in. Then, once you get it, flip it over, and you can get the connector right here, part right here. There you go. That's it for taking the light off right there. Now what I do at this point in time, once I get the light off on one side, I do all my work on the one side. So now I'm going to remove the 2 fender bolts. I'll make sure I get them in there to show you. remove the 2 fender bolts right here and a push pin right here. I didn't block too much of the view there, sorry. These are a little tricky to get out. You can't pull it up too much, because if you pull it up too much, it'll expand the bottom and it won't come out of the hole. So you really have to have it down just a little bit, and then it'll come out properly. And then the last one on this side is the hidden bolt on the side over here underneath the fender liner here. And we'll see if we can move around nice and easy to zoom in on that to show you how that comes out. Basically, pull your fender out a little bit. Stick your wrench or whatever you're using right there. Okay, once you've completed that on the driver's side, the passenger side, the fender is totally ready for removal. You want to go over to the driver's side, sorry, the other side, whichever side you started on, go to the other side, do the exact same thing, and you'll be ready to pull the fender. We're going to do that now, and then I'll show you pulling the fender, the bumper off itself. Okay, we have all the fasteners out of the whole bumper. It's all ready to pull, and I'm going to start on the driver's side. This is the joint right here where the bumper joins the rear quarter panel right here. And what you want to do is you want to pull that out a little bit, and you can see right here where you took the screw out. You want to take that right there, put a hand up here. I don't know if you can see right here up the top, right here where that little lip is. You want to grab that. You want to come down over here and pop this off right here. Put your hand underneath, put your thumb there, and just give it a little pull. That's all you need to do. Pull up right here. You have it up here. That's it. The bumper over here to the front. I'm sorry, to the rear, to the center. Once that's popped off, you want to pop this off over here. Off the 2 plastic pieces right here. Pop that off, and the whole bumper is essentially ready to drop right down. So we're going to go do the other side over, passenger side, and we're going to focus on the center right here, because that becomes another critical part when you're removing the bumper. So I'm going to remove the passenger side over here. Same way, reaching underneath the fender piece there, pulling it out. Little tug again, right off of there. So right along right here are 4 tabs that go into the fender, into the body, that hold the bumper right here. And basically you're going to just pull the whole assembly right out. I'm going to stop the camera and reposition it so you can see the whole thing come out and down.